Ladies AC ak ñu nga xamne fan rek lañ am way amuñ ci loolu rek ñu ngi leen amal fu nga xamne fofu ngeen di tox ngeen fiixlu seen xel dal ñu ngi leen amal ndox ak courant 24 hours amuñ ci loolu rek njëg bi yomb be bëgga dee
fu ñu nekk nag neex a xam ba bëgg a dee si gannaaw gaaraas si base bi foofu sa Farafenni lu néew rek ngay dox am si marché bi jënd loo bëgg delluwaat sa kër ak Yaa Faatu's Guest House mun nga noo jokkoo ñun si 790 1355
35 30 489
email si ombay7843@gmail.com si Yaa Faatu's Guest House so leen fa demee dinañ leen jox customer care service bu baax seen xolay sedda ba ni ngeen fay jógee Yaa Faatu's Guest House Yaa Faatu's Guest House lii leen amal yéen ñuy dem Farafenni saay boo leen tëddee nelaw leen ndaxte Yaa Faatu's Guest House génne na seen coono bi yëpp fii si biir dëkk.
Supersonic's money transfer is giving you an unbeatable bonanza from now until the end of October. Yes! From now till the end of October, you stand a chance of winning a bag of rice when you receive monies in the Gambia from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, and Switzerland with Supersonic's money transfer. Amazing! So from now till the end of October, every time you receive monies in the Gambia from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, and Switzerland, you stand a chance of winning a bag of rice. Only 100 bags available, so hurry now and be part of the 100 lucky winners in this special unbeatable bonanza from now until the end of October with Supersonic's money transfer. Enjoy our safe, fast, reliable, and convenient money transfer service with the largest payout network in the Gambia with charges starting from $0. Yes! Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics. The unbeatable bonanza with Supersonics.
lañ bëgg a gestu ci programme defal leen fundraising programme ku fi siiw ñoo la siiw lii kañ la ñaar fukki fan ak juróom benn muy on the 26 of September juróomi waxtu yee ca Gambie dama ne li xalam di wax muy ndaanaan yu mag ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi biir Gambie ànd nag ak Gambia Talents Promotion ñoo leen a indil programme bii nii ci njàppandal ak dimbale Ablaye Mbaye ma nekk Sweden yan ndaanaan ñoo cee nekk Jali Maxtaar Jeng mi nga xamante ne ñëpp xam nañ ko ci wàlli xalam Faya Ngom mi nga xamante ne ci wàlli baat bu neex ba ñëpp xam nañ ko Jali Neene Suusoo Ami Soose ca wàlli ngoyaan Ami Thiam Jali Ansu ca wàlli balafon dama ni ñii ñëpp dinañ nekk ci programme bi pour jàppale leen mbaam gàttan nag waa ci jur gi la bokk kon gestu suñ daanaan yi ndax ba nga xamante ni corona gi ne na salaamaaleykum ba léegi liggéey ñu ngi toog te amuñ xëy kon lii moo tax ñuy leen a indil programme bi muy a virtual fundraising programme di amee online ñu ngi cee oo nag képp koo xamante ne Gambian nga pour nga jàpp ci lii di ci oo garmi ñeeg gor ñeeg géer ñi ñëpp ñu ngi leen ci oo ñu ngi cee oo Fatou Menga Mboro ca Nottingham di ci oo Yakomba Koy Taala ca London ñu ngi cee oo Asi Camara ca Sweden di ci oo Aida Ndiaye mu Daado Sila di ci oo Aysatu Haydara mu Moro Balde ca Manchester oo ci Hadi Konte Sweden oo ci Bada Diop Sweden di ci oo Mami Jeen Ndour America ñu ngi cee oo Aida Malik Mbay ca Leicester kon yéen ñëpp ñu ngi leen a oo programme bi seen programme la
alnaal baadi maalam nee na jëli sus
dama ne ba olof di wax naan loxo kajoor dafa wees
ngeen jox ma noppa bu baax bi yéen ñi nga xam ne ni da ngeen am seen kër yi ees yéen ñi nga xam ne ni da ngeen am ay boutique wala ay salon wala lépp li ngeen xam ne ni méngoo na ak wàllu peinture ak design jokkoo leen ak ki nga xam ne ni moom mooy uyo si Seeku Bojang xarañ lool si liggéeyam xam li muy def mun ko te di ko def ak SB Printing Design lépp loo leen nama si xeetum design paint and everything li ngeen soxla si seen boutique seen néeg seen këri ees yi dama ne jokkoo leen ak moom si 331 3415 331 3415 mu nekk foofu sa Serekunda ci Kistown jokkoo leen ak ñi nga xam ne ni ñoom ñooy SB Printing Design ñu designal leen ba seen xol sedda lii sedda sa xol ñun loolu moo ñu soxal ak SB Printing Design taaral sa kër taaral sa dëkkuwaay SB Printing and Design SB Printing and Design dama bëgg ngeen jox ma noppa bu baax bi yéen ñi nga xam ne ni da ngeen am seen kër yi ees yéen ñi nga xam ne ni da ngeen am ay boutique wala ay salon wala lépp li ngeen xam ne ni méngoo naag wàlli peinture ak design jokkoo leen ak ki nga xam ne ni moom mooy Uyo Seku Bojang xarañ lool si liggéeyam xam li muy def mun ko te di ko def ak SB printing design lépp loo leen nama si xeetum design paint and everything li ngeen soxla si seen boutique seen néeg seen kër yi ees yi dama ne jokkoo leen ak moom si 331 3415 331 3415 nekk foofu sa Serekunda ci Kistown jokkoo leen ak ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy SB printing design ñu designal leen ba seen xol sedda li sedda sa xol ñun loolu moo ñu soxal ak SB printing design taaral sa kër taaral sa dëkkuwaay SB printing and design SB printing and design dama bëgg ngeen jox ma noppa bu baax bi yéen ñi nga xam
مكس السيف في سار سنينا مقبلا للإله ذاك الإباء سيختجان طيبة تربة في تربيك المتالي
waa Kër Baay Show fii ci Gambien Talents TV dañ leen ko isil chaque ajuma ñetti waxtu ba ñeenti waxtu
قلوب الخلق مالوف الناس سبي الله برهما قلوب الخلق مالوف الناس سبي الله برهما لا أنت ليسنا من كل مقوس القوس برهما قولا لا إله إلا الله لا
Fatus Guest House yaa Fatus Guest House dama ne jox leen ma seen noppa yéen ñi nga xam ne ni bëgg ngeen a dem Farafenni nag ñu bari den fay bëgg a dem di xalaat ndax am naa mbokk aw ma mbokk fan laay dem dëkk ak fan laa du dem dëkk seen coono jeex na seen xalaat jeex na te si biir yaa Fatus Guest House ñu ngi leen fa amal li nga xam ne ni moom mooy ko self
saala cabinet
ñaari cabinet ak saal
single room
néegi nag nekkul ne la naa jox waaye duñ leen laaj mooy sore naa ñëw indiwaale leen seen yére kase ndaxte yére yi sax foo leen koo def ñu ngi leen ko amal saala cabinet yi bu nekkaa nga am lal bu nooy saal bi ñu ngi ko defar ba mu yaaña toogu yi nekk fa télé bi nekk fa channel bi nekk fa channel bu la neex ngay cuun waaye nag amuñ si loolu rek yéen ñi nga xam ne yéen ay dem ak seen famille ak seen njaboot benn nit wala ñaari nit ñu ngi leen fa amal waañ yu baax waañ yu yaaña bagage yi waañ yëpp ñu ngi fa yow yaay xool loo bëgg a tooga rek nga teg si gaz bi daal di taal tooga lekka sa xol sedda
léegi tamit nag aman lañ leen lii di AC ak ñu nga xam ne fan rek lañ am waaye amuñ si loolu rek ñu ngi leen amal fu nga xam ne foofu ngeen di toog ngeen fiixlu seen xel dal ñu ngi leen amal ndox ak courant 24 hours amuñ si loolu rek njëg bi yomb ba bëgg a dee
fu ñu nekk nag neex a xam ba bëgg a dee si gannaaw gaaraas si base bi foofu sa Farafenni lu néew rek ngay dox am si marché bi jënd loo bëgg delluwaat sa kër ak yaa Fatus Guest House mun nga noo jokkoo ñun si 790 1355
35 30 489
email si ombay7843@gmail.com si yaa Fatus Guest House soo leen fa demee dinañ leen jox customer care service bu baax seen xolay sedda ba ni ngeen fay jógee yaa Fatus Guest House yaa Fatus Guest House lii leen amal yéen ñuy dem Farafenni saay boo leen tëddee nelaw leen ndaxte yaa Fatus Guest House génne na seen coono bi yëpp fii si biir dëkk bi yaa Fatus Guest House.
You've also told the Commission some of your work experience and the support you're giving to people living with HIV/AIDS.
Andung ila do ko fanan atamandinya alondo yeko melonje yemenke ani kamako ro men fananke kabirin kafo fodoku fumo kotamlu men yalon ko be kafo ko no nyi HIV/AIDS la karola yo fanan fo.
You've also told the Commission about your diagnosis.
Andu jankaro nyi alonta nyemen ko abela yo fanan fo commission yen.
And just before we went, you were telling the Commission about how you openly declared your status.
Janninga ta nyinda hala utumole inata itandi ilota nyemen ka itandi Gambia bela ko yile benna ka fo moli.
And the fact that you found that necessary so that you can actually sensitize and educate other people living with HIV/AIDS.
Andu mulayo sabo itafuna tajele ko yaje banku dolu kan nyamin imalla fi wayki jang wala ne ko mbat ngobuli bang ngadia mo pour molu salon ko nyimbe keri nyim banku kanne fo molu si fankanta e fantankandi.
And also what sort of protective measures can be used?
Anu molu nyanta mulekela pour si kanano si tankano nyi jankaro manyame.
You may now continue to tell the Commission your role in Santayala.
Saying isi continue ila no dula momenti no Santayala fo si o continue ka ofo.
Okay, just as I stated earlier on, 2001. In 2001, I became a leader there. During that time, it was not easy to hold discussions within the association.
Trainer organized the mal train in terms of public speaking.
We contracted trainers to train us on how to speak in public.
More sensitized about HIV.
In the course of that, we got a budget which enabled us to go out and sensitize people.
I
can say that during the course of that sensitization, we traversed the entire length and breadth of the Gambia.
So therefore, Mr. Witness, at this point in your life, you were well known in the jurisdiction of living with HIV/AIDS.
Woto inatake moti mo jama yemelong HIV/AIDS kurang nyinda karola.
Safu Gambia belum.
I can say the entire Gambia.
Katu region to Gambia ntemalo damuntu kadiamu kaitandimo la ko HIV abikerini.
Because there is no region in the Gambia where I have not stood to sensitize people to tell them that HIV/AIDS is existing.
Adu abente fawolala.
And also that I have it. And the association that I am a part of, those are the people who also have it.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So at this point, if we may move further. Can you tell this commission how you first heard about the Presidential Alternative Treatment Program?
In tembe afu komisiono ya mo nyadi la nimtumajimako banko president wo tembo kate kanyi HIV/AIDS programu nyin abake kan purka mulu jara.
Ngamu tembo muna wo keta 2007 January leti.
I had it in January 2007.
Wari kono ya announced television for bar mo kalamta.
I heard that it was announced over the television, but I was not aware of it. Until the day that he was to start the treatment program. Because at the time, Santayala was the only association in the entire Gambia. It was one morning when I came to the office.
Mr. Witness, before we get to that, in your statement you had mentioned that there was a secret program that had happened sometime in 2006. Is that correct?
Sedo yenyu fonunko kullo programu bekeri nu membe tamakan 2006 sangokon.
Kullo programu.
A secret program?
Yes, a secret program.
Programu membe tamakan kullo kono.
Okay. Before 2007.
For 2007.
2006.
In 2006.
Barin kai mulmoyi kafuku ha President Mamu forcé pour ka idabra la jara lot.
Because I used to hear people say that the president did not force anyone to partake in the program.
Barin senyi itandi ko in programu astata kulo kono kabrin 2006 le.
But I can reveal here that this program started in secret in 2006. During that time, there was one day when I came to the office. I found avian bottles, several of them, full with concoctions.
Sorry, Mr. Interpreter. Can you tell the commission about how many bottles you found in the said office of Santayala?
ay safo commission ye kabanga jelle tara wo evian kabulu ye jelle tara santa yala la office ko no
ntanan ko mo fono la nyatale bari asiatale.
I cannot give you the name,
the exact
the exact number. I have forgotten, but there were many.
The
reason was at that time I did not take the local herbs. It was just Western medicine I took.
Can you tell the commission what was your reaction when you found the said bottles at the office?
Sai utumu etenna taje nyadile brio kabolu tara wo office kono je akitefe nyadile
wato na den coordinator ka fire Rose Claire Charles UN volunteer alone.
At the time our then coordinator called Rose Claire Charles, who was a UN volunteer,
wala italina ko yimboro nka yimboro du ako HIV boro.
I asked her, what are these concoctions for? And she said they are for HIV medicines. I asked her, who brought them? And she said, the person said that they should not be mentioned, their name should not be mentioned. I said to her, but you know that I don't take local herbs. And she said, yes, I am aware. It is not for you, but for others.
Mr. Witness, at this point, did she indicate where the bottles came from?
I am a Koikani Musuman of fire full of Kabul Butadami.
On that very day, she did not say.
But Kabiri treatment in Kumas 2007 la nata itanina Jumale phone in Borol Sambana.
But it was after we started the treatment in 2007 that she revealed to me who actually brought these herbs.
Further in your statement, you confirmed that certain individuals did actually consume this herbal medication that was in the bottles. Is that correct?
Bari modolu bali konoje meni alonko wol sonta e boroni damuta e batakan yo fela kuma kawnin kono
ha no.
Yes, I stated that.
Are you able to tell this commission the effect that it had on them?
Wesa fono commission e biwol yo borota damuta fela cross road ay kenyadi la ay mune falini bala
mte koni bari amanke ntela silati.
It's not my way.
So mane yininka boro yin fo ay na fasoto fo amana fasoto mo yininka.
I did not get to ask them whether the medicine was good for them or not.
Is it correct to say that you're telling this commission that you yourself did not consume the said herbal medication at that time?
Amunta be fo kan commission ko ite fo ku wotembo e manyin boro manum fereng.
From mama because Janu Boroli na Dr. Olion Council ko Tibabu Jaralo Silo ni Mofin Jaralo Silo Bukatalo Nyola.
Never, because before the herbal medicines came, I was advised by the doctors that the herbal medicines and the Western medication does not go in line.
Atunko Mofin Boro Jamab Kakono Bayole.
Because most of the herbal medicines cause diarrhea.
And
diarrhea is not compatible with HIV. It aggravates HIV and also can make you sick to the extent that it might cost you your life. That was why I did not take the herbal medicines, only the Western medicine.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So at some point you had started telling the commission that the first time you heard about the treatment was sometime in 2007.
Inumbara sedo bari yenin fo commission ko wato men ite fonku ya damuta pour kanyim borota 2007 sankonolem.
Yes.
And that you heard the broadcast on the radio and television.
Andu wotumo ya amwele ba fo kan television ani radio to.
I said earlier that I did not hear the announcement over radio. I came to the office in the morning. I found Rose and some of our members standing at the door, and they were waiting for me. When I came in,
Mr. Witness, can you tell the commission how many members you found standing with Rose?
ay selo afoni yemmo jelle ni rose tara lori wo bundato je
o tembola na membalu tata from nani inte fo keta dulu jawti.
At the time there were 4 members and I was the 5th.
You may continue to tell the commission what happened when you met them at the office.
Say isitente njafo commission e munina ta ke brin yewlu tara ko alla office to dato je.
Rose ya itenno ko kantele batu.
Rose told me that they were waiting for me.
I telephone call soto kebo president office soto.
That she got a telephone call from the office of the president.
And vice president la office la.
Through the vice president's office.
Then when you call.
And they called her.
I tandala ko president ko I HIV yaralam kende endir lamboro soto.
And they told her that the president said that he's got medication for HIV, to cure HIV.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission the name of the said president you're referring to?
Say selo afoni commission e be president memma president jumale ma to fonya
president Yaya Jammeh.
President Yaya Jammeh.
I need to know.
Sorry, 1 minute, Mr. Witness. You also stated that you were told that the vice president made the call.
Vice President le commander okay?
That was what Rose told me.
Can you tell this commission the name of the then vice president you're referring to?
Vice President
Then Vice President Aissatou Njie Sedi.
Then Vice President Aissatou Njie Sedi.
Thank you for clarifying that. You can continue.
Itu kabini Russia ita mina ko president kwa HIV Kenya ndir lamburo sto so woni na yenta la jaralo kumasila adu alafta mo tanela kebo sante yalla.
So when Rose told me that the president said that he had a cure for HIV and AIDS, he said that was the day that he was to start the treatment program and that he needed 10 members from Santayala. So when he said that, I had so many thoughts in my mind. Because at that time, I never take herbal medicines up till this date. But once he said that, I had so many thoughts in my mind, I said, well, I was not ready to partake in it. But since the president knows me personally,
annual HIV/AIDS councils meeting soto ala official founder.
Because there was a time we used to hold our annual HIV/AIDS council meeting inside his office.
I am found because the community you represent in that meeting.
And during those meetings, he came to know me personally because I used to represent our community in those meetings.
So instead of I
was scared that if I did not partake in the people who were going for the treatment program, because at that time whatever he said stood, and if you deny these orders, you could be in trouble. That was the reason why I joined the treatment program. And also, I believed that if the head of state, who is the leader of everybody in the country, should come out publicly and declare that he has a cure for HIV/AIDS to the hearing of the whole world, that gave me the confidence, and I said this could be true. It could be that he has the cure for it.
Because
I used to hear the Mandinkas say that there are some herbal medicines which when you drink them, it used to cleanse your blood, and even if you have some viruses, it will cleanse those viruses.
HIV status declare.
All of these things were the reason why I declared my HIV status. So that I could access all those treatments.
So, Mr. Witness, you're telling this commission that the reason why you joined the said program It's because you were already identified by the then President Yahya Jammeh. As a person living with HIV/AIDS.
Yes.
And that further you believe that for a president to make such an announcement,
and banko president wuli kallo ka for e tembo afko itali jata kende abe tembe da jumal to ete fanfe
that time my health situation was fine
2007
because before his treatment program in 2007
Gambia antiretroviral drugs also in 2004-5
Gambia got antiretroviral drugs in 2004-5
drugs should start MRC.
We started those drugs at the MRC.
Karuro kata viral testing lab.
And for every 6 months we used to go there for a viral test.
Kono test kaitandi HIV jani bena test la kurankeso jele be kono.
At that time the test will show the viral load before you came for the test.
Ani ne bo min fo nyato fanan akaitandi la fo kurankeso talatale wala kaftal.
And when you drink the medication for some time, it will also indicate whether there is an improvement or not.
Kabulina start 2004-5.
When we started in 2004-5, in the course of that time, my viral load went down.
Undetectable level.
There are many things one cannot say in public, but let me just say that my viral load went down to the level where it was declared as undetectable. Yes.
So therefore it is correct to say that your condition was stable with the medicine that was given to you by MRC before you joined the program.
Ila ko tata la hanfo ay lodula kendo soto tenkunta ko boro minuta MRC janni du ni ala atela mo fin jara roto.
Yes.
Mr. Witness, can you continue by telling this commission the procedure that was used for your admission into the said program?
Saying afani commission we ye silo ta nyaadi le kam mumune ke pour que dundi itelaw jaral programme o nyinkono.
Kabulu nkono ko nsiata puka ndabula kafoni nkono jaralo nkono.
I said earlier on that I was scared to join the treatment program.
Well, kote ke fona nata jiko tumudo askene wala announce kamera afana latal ko ay jikende launch tala.
But I also thought to myself, I said maybe given that he has announced, he probably must have had a cure for it.
That
was why I joined.
State House.
On that very day, 2 vehicles, black in color, came from the State House. They came to pick us up.
On
that day, he requested 10 people, but we could not have the 10 people, but there were about 5 to 6 people.
So
we went.
Mr. Witness, out of this 5, can you tell this commission how many were female and how many were male?
For women, I was the only male amongst them.
Thank you. Continue to tell us what happened when the vehicles took you to State House.
State House, Vice President, then Aissatou Sedi.
When we got to the State House, the then Vice President, Aissatou Sedi, she welcomed us.
And
soldiers.
Then Glass House.
Then they took us to a place they call Glass House. When we got there, we were seated. Then we were asked to wait for a while. It would not be long before the president came.
Mr. Witness, did you recognize or know any of the military personnel that escorted you?
Selo, council ko o sojaro lu menu alni tata nyola fo mo lu be ko le bang yemen sute
ni je sani se sute no bari wato la mi tollo do be je ka faale kamara no lo ne ke ko lo balama a jambata fana.
If I saw them now, I'll be able to recognize them, but at the time I did not know them. There was one man, he's a tall, fair-in complexion guy.
You may continue.
I have a photograph here, one of the soldiers there.
Kabring Vice President Syndicate and the President Bena.
When the Vice President sat us down and informed us that not long after the President will come,
President
we were there. After a while, the President himself came.
So anata itandi ko alaftakala jaralo Kumasi.
And he revealed that he wanted to begin his treatment program.
Jaralo kuno fana.
And in that time, since it was announced over television,
the first
badge were members of the Santayala and Ngania killing. Because at the time, those were the two associations in the Gambia that were known.
And Alatentu.
And Lilai.
Ah.
Yes.
So, Mr. Witness, at this point, were you giving any briefing as to how the treatment was going to be carried on?
Intembeng selo fodum yali kachandile kafali jararoni nyanta tala nyadile abisla jumale tala fo fali na ba
tembola o manfo.
At the time, such was not said. Until when we started the treatment program,
State House.
After we drank the concoctions and the herbal concoctions and we are ready at the State House,
General Hospital.
We were made to board a bus and then we were driven to the Serekunda Hospital.
At the
time, the Kanifing Hospital was fully constructed. The construction was complete, but there was no treatment being carried out there. We were the first patients to be hosted there.
Mr. Witness, can you explain to the Commission so we understand? You said there was no debriefing about the treatment.
First thing follow commission eko kachaman kije kaitan dialla ko njara no mbi sila karle tala be kelaten fem manfwali
kabirin na bormi Kumasi Banjul pareta.
That is what I am saying. After we started drinking the herbal medicine in Banjul and we were done, they made us to board a vehicle and they brought us to the hospital here in Kanifing. It was there in the evening that the president himself came and some of his people.
Sorry, Mr. Witness, just to be clear, you're telling this commission that you were taken from Santayala to State House. Is that correct?
Ako silang alafta yali bundi Santayala yali samba State House.
Yes.
When you got to State House, the only thing you were told was that there's a presidential treatment that is going to happen.
State House
Yes.
Can you tell the commission what exactly happened after that information was given to you?
It was during that time that the president and some of his people passed the glass house.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission where the glass house is located?
Glass house
State House
It's at the seaside end of the State House.
So continue to tell the commission what happened when you were escorted to the glass house.
Say continue ya fonyen. Really samba we werbu to glass house. Muni natakaji. Werbu to.
Sorry, Mr. Witness. Before we even get to that point, were you the only one who was escorted to the glass house?
Hakatu janin betentena. Iye te damman samba buto bang werbu to bang fo. Werbu to ka killing dunjele.
We got to the glass house one at a time.
Telephone commandita.
I was the first to be called.
Samba
They took me inside the building. I found the president and others seated with their herbal medicines. So when I got there, we greeted each other. Then he removed his herbal medicines and gave them to me.
Mr. Witness, did you recognize any of the other persons who were present in the said glass house with the president?
Selo for president ni mulu mbebe siri werbu nkono. For mo be kono le ete me sute no ikono.
Doctor la Carola for doctor follow me tartan kunaji ulum Dr. Njaiti then Minister of Health lot.
On the side of the doctor who was overseeing the whole issue was Dr. Njai, and at the time he was the Minister of Health.
And in Cuban doctor
and the Cuban doctors
and
nurses.
But
But I do not know all of these people.
Yeah.
Thank you. So still at this point, were you given any sort of briefing as to how the treatment was going to be administered on you?
For we bebe kala tumo fo janne kala iye kuma fo yenne ka fo ni jaro lo mbata mandila tenne fo fen fo yele ba
wodula foto amam fonye anata fonye akolale.
At that instant they did not tell me. I was told subsequently.
At any time between you being moved from the main state house to the glass house,
wato me yali bondi state house la dinkrato kali sambo werbuloto.
Were you asked to give consent to actually receive this treatment?
Fodo yenginin kala fodo la filale pulu kadunyin jaral program okono bang.
No, I was not asked.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. At this point, continue to tell us how the treatment was administered on you.
Inumbara tenten sila ya fonyen bitu jara rolin datita nyemen katenten.
Glass house in Yimkono.
When I got inside the glass house,
the president Dr. Trrc,
and I found the president, the doctor, and these other nurses. It was after that he started the treatment program by giving me the concoction, the herbal concoction. If you will fill a cup of this medicine, you'll give it to me and ask me to drink it. After I drank it, they gave me a towel and dress to remove my shirt and my trousers. I was left with my underwear. But they gave me a towel so that I could cover myself with it. After I was done doing that, they brought a bed and I lay on it. Then the president put on his hand gloves and started rubbing some of the traditional medicines he had. And he rubbed it all over my body. He rubbed it over my entire body, including my private parts.
When he
was done doing that, the nurses too came and they rubbed it over my entire body. When they too were done, they asked me to climb down from the bed. When I climbed down, they asked me to go out and they called another one.
Mr. Witness, at this point, can you describe for the commission the type of concoction that was given to you to drink on that said day?
Saying selo ulula ye menke ye minda kono pour ya min fo isa fo ni min bori fo aji abu nyadi le boro ni kala be nyadi le
boro ni kala be ko boro a brown malam boro ji brown rulam awleta amawule.
It looks red, but it's not red. It looks brownish.
Yeah.
Mr. Witness, can you also tell this commission what type of cream was actually put all over your body, including your private parts?
Saying first continue ya fo ni konsoy yima taboro memu e balo mu bela kata hanfo e nyato lu bala fo boro fo ya ajen abe nyadi le
boro ni amunta amentlat malam do.
It's like a mentholatum type of ointment.
Mosia bulo lelaki mosim fanam balok bela.
She will rub it around his hands and then rub his hands over my whole body.
Was there anything else that was administered or done by the said president during this first day of your admission?
Ulbekola fo kudo fanan sotontala ay menke wolum menke ta wolum folo ti lummen ayo jararo folo.
Kudo manna koteke because kabin pareta aya no be kewo nyama.
Nothing happened after that. After he was ready, but after everybody had gone through this same process, that was when we came to the hospital here. When we came to the hospital, we were there until around about lunchtime.
Mr. Witness, before we get to that, can you tell this commission how you felt after drinking the said concoction?
Fonye bilio borijio men kete bala nyadile keta nyadile
abulno borijio kumas minadron.
Once I started drinking that herbal concoction, I went outside and I stood waiting for others who were going in.
About 15 minutes.
Within 15 minutes, I developed diarrhea.
Can you also tell the commission how the said balm that was rubbed all over your body made you feel?
Afo komisole ina taboro memu ibalo mu bela o fo fana ye bala jato ya akita nyadile
wala o watora man fi kalamba komi nya insafu ko ay problem kenna.
At that time I did not feel any adverse effects such as to say it caused any problems on me.
Therefore, you've also said that from that point you were transported to the hospital in Kanifing.
So yeye foko biriu be butala no natali bulandi butoko no kalnati ulopitano to Kanifing.
Yes.
Can you tell this commission if you had any explanation given to you as to why you were being taken to the hospital?
For me inata fenfale na fana munana ibali sambala Kanifing ulopitano.
Jeleto natalo kuli bitala na.
It was there that we came to know the way that things were panning. Because he came in the evening and he informed us how his treatment program was going to, the fashion it was going to take.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission who you're referring to as coming in the evening?
The president himself. When he came in the evening, that was when we all sat on chairs. And he informed us what is accepted and what is not accepted as far as his treatment program was concerned. And also the time span that the treatment program was going to take. That was when we knew that we were going to be there for a while, because we had thought that we were just going to come, drink the medicine, return, and come back the following day.
Mr. Witness, can you tell the commission the rules that he gave you for his program?
ala saratul follow
His first instruction,
bari ala jaralo kumash
since he has started his treatment,
akotiba borol munun ke min nyante bulala manyani minna kotake.
He said the Western medicines that we used to take, we have to stop them and not to take them anymore.
Ako ni bala jaralo kono imman sembo sto kafunti fanwe katabanta.
He also said that if you are taking part in his treatment program, you don't have the powers or the privileges to go out on your own,
sako kata suwo kono,
especially going back to your home.
ako do wokte bola na moye nan sate kono kanantarandi jalal bundato je.
He said no food will come from the outside to anybody who is in the treatment program.
Ako ni kasika sabaye imanyina kasika saba.
He said if you smoked, you have to stop smoking.
Nika ataya min imanyina ataya minna.
And that if you drank green tea, you had to stop it.
Nika kuruwe nyini wala bitter cola imanyina nyimila.
If you also chewed bitter cola or cola nuts, you had to stop it.
Nika coffee ni wala tea Ovaltine nyini be imanyina nyimila.
Coffee, tea and Ovaltine, all of them had to be stopped.
Ni atra inila musolo bije almanyana nyostola futura karola la jaralo wato.
You were there with your wife during the course of the treatment program. You should not have any affairs.
So after giving you these rules, he also told you how long the program would last. Is that correct?
Fodu bring ay sartolu be fali. Anata fali ne bang programu ni be wati jeletal.
Ofana manfonye ntarta jele dron fo isafu karoro watola.
That was not said to us, but we were there until 6 months, I can say.
Mr. Witness, after when he gave you his rules, which seem many from what you have stated, were you given the option to leave? And not submit yourself to the treatment?
That opportunity was not given to us. Because it got to a stage where, at the time I was admitted at the hospital, I became tired of the medicines myself. Those who brought the medicines to me while I was at the hospital, I told them that if they went back, they should tell him that I want him to release me, that I wanted to go home. They told me, well, you will have to tell him yourself. We cannot tell him.
Sorry, Mr. Witness, just to go back a bit from what you have just told the commission. So we were at the point where you have said that you were now transported back to Serekunda Hospital. Sorry, the Kanifing Hospital.
Yes.
And at this point, you all were admitted into the said program.
Yes.
Can you tell the commission how the program continued?
After he set out his instructions, the following day in the morning, the bus came to pick us again. At the time, there were some amongst us. Some had only HIV. Some had HIV and TB. All of us used to board the same vehicle to go to Banjul.
State House.
At the State House.
And
all of us used to board the same vehicle again to return from the State House to the hospital.
Sorry, Mr. Witness, can you tell the commission at what time were you transported in the morning to State House, and what time would you usually leave State House to be transported back to the hospital?
What did you alone Tiloko Ekali Bondi, Lopitano Kali Samba State House? I mean, what did you alone Ekali Bondi and State House Kali Saindinang Lopitano?
Between abikela exactly what mun ko fo talan selo mu wala talan ko non tolo mu nte fonola.
I cannot give you the exact time to say 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock.
But
it used to be in the morning when we would leave the hospital to go to the State House. When we get to the State House and we drink the medicine and he does whatever he wanted to do, then we will return back to the hospital. After we had our lunch in the evening, in the evening too, we will return. When we get there, after drinking the medicine, we used to stay there chatting with him, sometimes up till 11 or 12. After which, we'll board the bus again and return back to the hospital. This was what happened.
I won't ask you to tell the commission what you used to.
Sonic's money transfer is giving you an unbeatable bonanza from now until the end of October.
And then you were given the medication. And other treatment forms were administered on you. Then you would stay and have your food and wait till the evening. And where you would also drink again the second caution and have other treatments administered on you. After which you shall be transported back to the Kanifing hospital.
Yes.
Can you tell this commission how long this went on for before you were hospitalized? For a sickness that was not related to the HIV status.
When I started drinking the medicine, the first day that we started, that was where I developed diarrhea. The diarrhea continued till the evening. At the time that it was about to stop, we returned back to the State House again. We drank the medicine again, and the diarrhea continued like that. Until I had 2 to 3 months there, this diarrhea never stopped. Even while we were discussing, chatting with him, he used to ask me some questions. Anyone that answered rightly, he will take out a certain amount of money and dash you. He asked the question, amongst you, who suffered the longest diarrhea? So I raised my hand up. I wanted to speak and he said, no, put down your hand. And he asked again, who knows? One of us got up and mentioned my name, because all of them were aware. After that person mentioned my name, he took out a certain amount of money and gave to that person. That was not the only thing. During the chatting periods,
sorry, Mr. Witness. So you're actually telling this commission that he celebrated the fact that you were having diarrhea for more than 3 months? And he did this by actually giving out money to an individual who mentioned your name.
Andu ayoke nyadile ay kolo di mole la meyete to fokoite la konoba yo meta dolu beti.
Yes. Can you tell this commission how that made you feel?
Afono komiso biru woketa o ite yo je nyaadile yata nyaadile.
Amanke wo nyini karo kan kilimu dorontide.
That was not the only question.
Wato dola ka kodol mabo dulal to le mbe fundindi banta.
Sometimes you will hide money in a certain place and all of us would be taken outside.
Se kodol mabo dulal to
and they will hide money in certain places.
Ina ya fonye nga nyini nimu munje yota.
And then they will ask us to go in and search so that anyone, whatever you found, would become yours.
Sorry, Mr. Chair. The witness has sometimes difficulty in hearing, so he's actually being assisted in the booth so that he'll understand the questions better. Mr. Witness, you've actually gone further to also tell us that he kind of played a game with you all.
Amunta sedo yin foloko. Amunta abe feya kalele nyado nyama atelmu be.
Ha.
And yes. That this game was that he would hide money and ask you all to seek for it.
Yes.
Can you tell this commission how that made you feel?
Well, the way I see things is that he was the president and he did things just the way he liked them.
So you're therefore telling this commission that you were not only there for treatment, but you were also there to play games with the then head of state, Yaya Jammeh.
Well, that was the way he saw things.
And at this point, you were actually very sick.
At
that time, the sickness was not very severe with me. I was strong. Because at the first time, when we come in the morning, before we start drinking the medicines,
a sort of exercise like a march pass.
We used to have a sort of an exercise like a march pass.
Left and right, left and right.
I used to be the one telling people left and right, left and right.
But for a distance,
we will go up to a distance and then we will return. And then after that, we begin taking the medicines.
So witness, did the president join you in this left right that you were doing?
No, he did not join us. It was only the patients.
Okay. So then you told us, though, in your testimony that you were hospitalized.
Yes.
Can you tell the commission why you were hospitalized?
Private something like.
Except if we had a private audience, I could tell you how it started, because that is something that is secretive.
Because I
had a certain kind of sickness. You know, during the course of the treatment,
weekend like from Saturday, Friday,
during the weekends like Friday, up till Sunday, we used to spend all of the time in Kanilai. It was during that time, one of our trips, because this sickness, it used to disturb me from time to time, well before his treatment program. I used to treat it at the MRC
because
the doctor told me what was responsible for that kind of sickness. But
it
it is curable if you have the medication.
Mr. Witness, as you stated, I am aware of the sickness. If you may write it down on the information protective sheet and sign it.
Selo, council ko abota kurang kalamale ayalo, bari bitu isa safe kaito bala, niya safe foka pare ya sign.
And just to move forward, it was due to that sickness which confused the said president and he could not treat it. He had no option but to allow you to be taken out of the program and hospitalized for treatment.
Yes.
When
that sickness started, it disturbed me a lot.
What
That time when we left Kanilai, coming home to Serekunda, all of us used to board the bus to come. But that day, for the reason of that sickness, I was the only one put inside an ambulance, and I was driven all the way to Banjul to go to the military clinic, which is by the hospital there. That was where I was first admitted.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So then, at this point, you were taken to the hospital by an ambulance and you were treated.
I'm
sorry.
Yes.
Go on.
I just wanted you to tell the commission, after your treatment and you got better, that's that sickness which is in the protective sheet.
Did you return
back to the alternative treatment program?
After I was taken to the military clinic, if I have not forgotten, I spent a week there.
From the teaching hospital.
But a doctor used to come from the teaching hospital. The doctor is called Dr. Njai. He was in a wheelchair.
Attend at the soldiers' clinic.
He usually came to attend to me at the military clinic. So one fine morning, he came and told me that that I have collected many of your samples, but your coffin sample has indicated that you have TB. It's not been in your system for a long time. But I want, before it becomes severe with you, I want to transfer you from this place to the main hospital,
private block,
where it's called where they call private block, so that you could begin the treatment for the TB. That was where I was moved from the military clinic
at the private block
and taken to the private block. I accessed TB medication there. It was there that my people came bringing the concoctions from him, that I told them I want you to go and inform him that I want him to release me, that I wanted to go home. They told me that they will not be able to do that except if I did it myself. That was also when I stopped taking his medicines. That was where the diarrhea also stopped. But the TB was there.
stop.
And the other pain I was talking to you about, that too stopped. Because I used Western medicines against it.
So within
that period, I can say within a week or two,
from the teaching hospital also in Sambas to the sanitarium.
They took me from the teaching hospital and took me to the sanitarium at a place they call Wencho. That was where my difficulties increased.
Because at
that time I was unable to eat. Even to wash myself on my own, I could not. My younger brother or sister and my mom used to come to the hospital. My mom used to give me food and other assistance I needed. My younger brother will pick me up from bed, take me to the bathroom, wash me and bring me back. It went up to a certain stage where I was almost unable to walk on my own. Then I thought to myself and said, look, if you don't get up and try to walk around by your own, you will remain in this state. When I got that thought in my mind, the following morning, I tried by myself to climb down the bed on my own. I tried until I stood on my own feet. But then walking became a big problem. Then I tried, after taking 1-2 steps, I would stand for a moment. I took it slowly like that until I got to the Wencho door. But between when I started and getting to the door, I relaxed several times. At the door, I squatted there for a long time. I got up again. I tried and walked slowly to get back to the hospital at Wencho. Every day I will do that. Until one day I got out of Wencho itself and I walked around Wencho. Until I got to a small settlement. But before I saw the settlement, I first saw chicken. I said to myself, what are these chickens doing here? Because I did not know that there was a settlement there. Then I saw pigs. So I continued going. Then I came into this small settlement itself. Behind Wencho there by the seaside. So I said to myself, behold, the settlement they talk about is this place. I saw people there. Then I came back. The following day, I continued that walking until I came to the Banjul Highway. And that was what I did every day until, by God's grace, this walking difficulty ceased.
Sorry, Mr. Business. Thank you very much for that elaborate explanation. At this point, can you tell the Commission, when were you discharged? And further, after your discharge, did you go home or did you go back to the treatment?
Even before that, the sickness reduced my strength. It changed my outlook. Until
one
day I was lying on my bed.
TB doctor nata ward round up la.
The TB doctors came on their ward roundup.
Doctor Dobije Kafa, Dr. Jallo.
There was one particular doctor called Dr. Jallo. Tall black guy.
And then our assistant Kafu Dauda Sise.
And his assistant called Dauda Sise. I heard them speaking by the veranda outside. Because I noticed that some of the TB patients, the way that they coughed, I was not coughing like that. I said to myself, let me go out and ask these doctors if they could discharge me. I went out to them there at the veranda. We exchanged greetings. But because of my strength which was so diminished and my outlook which has changed completely, because of the sickness, Dr. Jallo, he knew me. Dauda too knew me. But on that particular day, they could not recognize me. Even while I was speaking, I suspected that these people do not recognize me. I said, doctor, and he said yes. I said to him, it looks like as if you do not recognize me. He said, no. Who are you? When I told him who I was, he sprang on me and said, oh, and called me. So I embraced. Then he embraced me. And he held me. And he said to me, it looked like you are sick. That was why I could not recognize you. After that, that was when I told him that I have realized that the manner in which some of the TB patients cough, I do not cough like that, and I believe that my situation is not as severe. Even in that, my colleagues who usually came to visit me, one of them came to visit me. That day, the individual cried. I said to the person, you are crying. What about me that you have come to visit me? What will I do? And the person said, yes, the reason why I'm crying, there was a time when everyone used to tell you that you are cured. Because of the state of your health at the time. And today, the way I am looking at you, the two states are completely different. And he said to me, what got you into this? All of these things happened. But when I said to the doctor, I think my TB is not very severe with me anymore. Doctor said, well, it cannot just happen like that. When I return, we will send a nurse tomorrow so that she could take your spittle for test. That happened on a Wednesday. He went. Thursday, Friday in the morning. They returned again. The doctor informed me that at this stage my TB was not very severe and that it was reducing a lot in strength. And for that reason, on that very day, they were going to discharge me. But I will continue taking my TB medication For that reason, my TB supplies, medical supplies,
Nyanta kata Serekunda Health Center
I have to go to the Serekunda Health Center
kata naboro taji.
to get them from there.
Ni binaba nadoro kata na supply dota.
And each time they are about to be finished, I should return there and collect more.
Yo kabiro keta.
So after that,
You discharged?
I was discharged.
So mana office call?
I called my office.
Na driver ni na program officer nata.
My driver and our program officer came. They came to pick me up. They said that they were going to take me home. I said to them, no. Because this guy has not discharged me.
So Serekunda Hospital.
So therefore, take me to the Serekunda Hospital. That was where they took me to.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So you're telling this commission that you felt because you were not discharged by the then President Yahya Jammeh, from the treatment program, you had to return.
Yes.
Why did you feel the need that you had to return?
I saw to it that if I return home on my own without announcing it to him, it could bring other complications for me. That was the reason why I told them to take me back to the hospital.
Apart from yourself, was any other family member of yours admitted into this program?
Kola ila dimbaya badi ulukono fomo soto ntale bang ye mendundi in program okono.
Nta Fabansi la jang.
I will not say it here. But there's also someone who is very close to me.
I
tried to bring that person into the treatment program because I saw to it that with the belief that if I got well, if that person is not well, it would be as if I myself am not well. So I took that person into this association, and that person came in the second batch.
Can you tell this commission the effects the treatment have had on that person that you brought into the program?
Hardship. Because when I was at the venture, this individual that I'm referring to, that person too got ill. Because at the time, during the course of his treatment, many people got sick there. But when we are being hospitalized, in all the places in the hospital in Banjul, there's a ward they call cell ward.
You can tell PLHIV will admit you.
That was where they put us people living with HIV and AIDS.
And
this individual I'm talking about, when the individual also got sick, that was where they took the person to that ward. But they said that, the doctor said that,
health condition
because of the state of my health condition, that they should not tell me the sickness of that close relative of mine. Because if they told me, that could worsen my condition. One day, as I was in Wencho, this close guy that I was talking to you about, the sister came to tell me that this was what was happening.
ko ya fanan landi le loptano to bar doctor ko kana fo nyin kamarante be tembo muntu.
She said that that person too is at the hospital, but that the doctor said that I should not be informed lest it increases my sickness.
Ko nyin ko katu ntenya jubele abetiata ya kalamta wonya.
She said to me, I have figured it out that it is good to know. So I used to go and visit that person at the hospital there. Until one day, inside the ward, people were dying one at a time. Until only 2 individuals were left when the ward was full.
Mr. Witness, can you clarify for this commission? You mentioned earlier that a lot of people that were admitted in the program got sick.
Yes.
Are you telling this commission that they got sick because of the herbal treatment they were receiving?
Amunta ila kurango asababu keta mboro leti be memmin kanumbal
najiko keta waleti.
That is my belief.
Are you also telling this commission that most of these people that got sick were hospitalized in the cell ward?
Yeni foko mo jamalu menu kuranta wonya ye fanalu be landi was cell ward kilimole kono.
Yes.
And you were just telling this commission that a lot of people in that cell ward died.
Yes.
Can you continue to tell the commission why you think they died?
Sai continue ya for muli itila miro to muna na ulufata ulumuni landi o cell ward kono.
Najikoto.
My belief. Because maybe the Western medication which we had abandoned, stopped taking.
Because antiretroviral drug.
The doctors told us that these are antiretroviral drugs. If you take them the way you are supposed to, it will reduce the strength of the virus in you.
But the moment you stop it also,
until for a considerable time, it worsens the virus in your system again. And that turns out to be a greater sickness for some people. That could also be the cause of their death.
So you're therefore telling this commission that most of the people that were admitted in the said alternative program
were
in a state of health that was stable, but their conditions worsened during the program.
Yes.
which even caused a lot of people to die.
Yes.
Mr. Witness, at some point, if you do remember any of those names of the people that died, we would like you to write it down on a piece of paper and sign it.
Because
I would not be able to recall all of their names since we were not in the same association. But this close individual that I was talking to, I do not want to reveal things just like that. Because maybe his relatives wouldn't want things in that way. But that individual got sick. In that ward where people were dying one at a time, There was only that person left and one other patient who was Fulani, and that patient's caretaker. I came there again. He said to me, do you see these empty beds? And I said to him, yes. He said to me, all of the occupants of these beds are dead. He said to me, even this full person that I'm left with here, and the carer here, all of them ran away. So I also want to run away with my mom. I said, well, if you should do that, it could bring a lot of complications for me. Because the president knows me personally. And if he gets to hear that my relative was the one that ran away, but at that time we were discharged. I told him, just persevere here until that day when you too would be discharged. But before they were discharged,
around 12.
One day I was home around 12. His mother called me on the telephone. She was crying. And then she revealed to me that he had died. That was in August. Myself,
we told discharge in July.
We were discharged in July. Yes.
Mr. Witness, apart from the patients that were admitted at the Banjul Hospital, RVTH,
molu kola ye menu landi banyum leptano to menu banyum leptani banyinti
who you've told this commission that eventually died.
For menu nota labam fala yemen for commission ejang.
Were there any other patient that died at the Kanifing Hospital during the program that you know of?
For isibanyin kalama bang Kanifing leptano to fana me bijetu mo menna for mo soto ntaw fana ko le menu fata
because yes
do fawo.
Amongst ourselves, 3 people were there. You know, the issue of HIV and AIDS is not easy. There was an organization called AIDS Free World. They eventually became they became a big helpers to us.
Imam Fajara Loni Kono Princes, Ikafunino Yola, Nakika 40, Ninkamale Sela Demarlo, Continent Yamun.
They even suggested to us to establish an association of survivors of the treatment who did not die, so that we could access assistance from them. During the course of the time,
during the program,
those people that died during the course of the program, these 3 individuals were and others, we reflected our minds to them to remember them, and we wrote down their names. There were about 8 to 10 people who died during the course of the treatment program. Those names written down are with me. It's not with me personally.
The survivors of the treatment, presidential alternative treatment program.
But this association that I told you we were on the verge of setting, which is survivors of the president's alternative treatment program.
We
have this number of people who died during the course of the treatment program.
After the treatment program.
And also many others died subsequently. Because during the course of the treatment, they told us that some of us were cured. Some of those individuals did not return, continued taking their Western medicines, and that eventually caused their death. That is the way it is.
Mr. Witness, can you recall about how many people died due to this treatment, whether it was during the treatment or after the treatment?
sedo foy haklo sibulano mo nangamo men fata jararo wichewni ko bang ani hani jararo ni kola ko ya futen sai mo nangamo men fata foy haklo sibulano la ba
ngam haklo murundi kom
If I can reflect a little bit,
2006
in 2006,
National Youth Council,
the National Youth Council,
office.
I forgot the title of the book, but it is in my office.
In 2006,
it is written in that book, which states that in 2006,
HIV bala Gambia jang.
That there were 24,000 people in this country who had the disease. But after that,
for President Kumasta,
until the president's treatment program started, I cannot say that all of them died as a result of his treatment program. But I can say that close to 4,000 individuals died.
The World AIDS Day Forum 2017.
Because the World AIDS Day Forum in 2017, 17-18,
National AIDS Secretariat HIV bala Gambia was 20,000.
National AIDS Secretariat revealed the number of people who had HIV in the Gambia were 20,000.
2006 kafuko 24,000, sani kafu 20,000, meaning ko 4,000 in be fatale. But mtafulano kofo breketal jara lo sababol.
This is why I said if in 2006 it was announced or written down that there were 24,000 people with HIV and AIDS, and now in 2017-18 it is now 20,000, I take it that the 4,000 other individuals must have died. But what I cannot say categorically is that all of them died as a result of the president's alternative treatment program. But I do know that many died as a result of the president's treatment program. Because the president's treatment program is responsible for us having to tackle many difficulties in our life. After his treatment program, during the time of the treatment, even MRC, where people used to access Western medicine, since the president announced himself that he could cure HIV, that was the reason why MRC left the issue of HIV completely. They took their hands off HIV in the country. And all their equipments they use, they are viral load machines. They left with all of them. Since 2010-11, MRC took off its hands completely from Gambia's HIV/AIDS program. That resulted in the fact that since that time up till date,
viral load machine
the viral load which shows or indicates the level of your virus in your system is not in this country.
Just a point of correction. I think he said the machine does not exist anymore.
Yeah. Thank you.
You may continue.
Okay. Viral load machine because the MRC
the time that we were at the MRC, every 6 months,
you viral load test.
You would go for a viral load test. To ascertain whether you were drinking your medicines as prescribed or not, because the machine usually will indicate this. Whether your viral load was going up or down, the machine too will show this.
But comme président ko as HIV kendan wala MRC ya dabondi ni la machine be.
But since the president said that he could cure HIV, NRC took off their hands and took their machines away.
O kamala kebo 2010-11.
For that reason, from 2010 to 11,
fokana bila
up till this date, myself
and
others,
those
of us who usually knew our viral load,
for 2010-11 kanabila and tolmalo nakuran kesobe tembe jumalto correct.
Since 2010-11, this period I'm talking to you, up till this, none of us is able to know our viral loads.
CD4 count machine
all we have here is the CD4 count machines.
CD4 don't test.
And when we are tested, it's only our CD4 count that is tested.
But viral load machine
But the viral load machine is not in existence.
And
that is what used to indicate and show whether you are taking your medication the right way or not. But since those machines are not here, those of us who were in the system for a long time, we say that even we do not know the state of our viral load, but if you drank your medication as prescribed, it will use to weaken the strength of the virus in your system. So therefore, let's just continue drinking our medication as prescribed. That was a difficulty for us. Up to that is what existed. The hospitals have the CD4 count machines.
Bari viral load machine or manshur. Ikafula abijane dol safuka bukuture the laboratory in kutu dol kafabije. But what we talk test munkesh CD4 count test don kawalek.
There is no viral load machine in this country. Some say it's at the Koto laboratory, but it is not there. The only test that we have and the only machines that are here is the CD4 count machines.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness, for that. Mr. Chair, I think it's time for the second break, if we may, with your permission.
Thank you very much, Emma Council. Executive Secretary, you have a point of order to raise, or an issue to raise?
We've noticed that there are some people in the hall who are not wearing masks, including, unfortunately, some of our medics and our security. And the journalists, please ensure that you wear your mask before you come back in here. Okay, please, just to help us to adhere to the guidelines. All right? Thank you.
Thank you for that reminder. We'll take a 1-hour lunch break and come back at 2:35. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Yes! From now till the end of October, you stand a chance of winning a bag of rice when you receive monies in the Gambia from UK, Europe, USA, Canada and Switzerland with Supersonics Money. Amazing! So from now till the end of October, every time you receive monies in the Gambia from UK, Europe, USA, Canada and Switzerland, you stand a chance of winning a bag of rice. Only 100 bags available, so hurry now and be part of the 100 lucky winners in this special unbeatable bonanza from now until the end of October with Supersonics Money Transfer. Enjoy our safe, fast, reliable and convenient money transfer service with the largest payout network in the Gambia with charges starting from zero. Yes! Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics. The unbeatable bonanza with Supersonics.
ñi nga xamantene ñoy ndaanaani Gambie yi ñoom lañ bëgg a gestu ci programme defal leen fundraising programme ku fi siiw ñoo la siiwal. lii kañ la ñaar fukki fan ak juróom benn muy on the 26 of September juróomi waxtu yee ca Gambie dama ne li xalam di wax muy ndaanaan yu mag ñi nga xamantene ñu ngi biir Gambie ànd nag ak Gambie promotion ñoo leen a indil programme bii ni ci njàppandal ak dimbale ab Laay Mbay ma nekk Sweden. yan ndaanaan ñoo cee nekk Jali Maxtaar Jeng mi nga xamantene ñëpp xam nañ ko ci wàlli xalam Faya Ngom mi nga xamante ni ci wàlli baat bu ñëpp xam nañ ko Jali Neene Suusoo Ami Soose ca wàlli Ngoyaan Ami Caam Jali Ansu ca wàlli Balafon dama ni ñii ñëpp dinañ nekk ci programme bi pour jàppale leen mbaam gàttan nag waa ci gi la bokk kon gestu suñ daanaan yi ndax ba nga xamante ni corona gi ne na salaamaaleykum ba léegi liggéey ñu ngi toog te amuñ xëy kon lii moo tax ñuy leen a indil programme bi muy virtual fundraising programme di amee online ñu ngi cee oo nag képp koo xamante ne Gambien nga pour nga jàpp ci lii di ci oo garmi ñeeg gor ñeeg géer ñi ñëpp ñu ngi leen ci oo ñu ngi cee oo Fatou Menga Mboro ca Nottingham di ci oo Yakomba Koy Taala ca London ñu ngi cee oo Asi Camara ca Sweden di ci oo Aida Ndiaye mu Daado Sila di ci oo Aysatu Haydara mu Moro Balde ca Manchester oo ci Khady Konte Sweden oo ci Bada Diop Sweden di ci oo Mami Jane Ndour America ñu ngi cee oo Aida Malik Mbay ca Leicester kon yéen ñëpp ñu ngi leen a oo programme bi seen programme